I love hearing when a pitcher who struggles talks about those struggles and says, I mean, I was pitching well. And that's what Hunter Brown had to say about his performance last night. Here's Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I felt good about myself, but like I said, it doesn't really mean anything when I needed to make pitches. I didn't.
I'm glad that he added that caveat at the end, because Dallas Keuchel, when everything started to go south for him, good God, it was so much of, I mean, I was making good pitches. Yeah, they're 85-mile-per-hour fastballs, dude. It's gone downhill. And it's fine. You won a Cy Young here. You helped the team win a World Series. You were a big part of this team turning it around. But he was essentially baseball-splaining to us. And we're like, look, you might have felt good, but none of us felt good when we saw the result, bruh.
Yeah, it's like if Jaylen Brown, after the Game 7 against the Heat, was like, I feel like I shot the ball well. They just didn't go in, but I was shooting the ball well. Like, no other sport is that, like, acceptable to be like, I thought I was throwing some good passes, but every interception has its own story in a way. So
God, don't bring up Brock Osweiler, Sean. But while we're making Celtics references, it would have been like Jason Tatum had he not had those incredible shots at the end of Game 6 against the Sixers after playing like ass for the first 45 minutes. It would be like Jason Tatum saying all of that, like, humbly, I'm one of the best players in the league after sucking. Like, yeah. that would be the close comparison. And luckily,
he was already on the line of being able to say that. It's like, just because you hit all those shots in the fourth quarter, but still you didn't play that well.
Awful.
I felt like I was throwing the ball pretty well. They just kept knocking it out of the park. Sorry. What can I do about that?
You can't do anything about it other than just shut up. That's it. Just don't say anything like that. Anyway, it's a pet peeve of mine, but it does tickle me when a pitcher says, yeah, I pitched really well. The results say no.
Trevor Ariza after Game 7 against the Warriors. I felt like I shot the ball pretty well. They just all missed.
At least Hunter Brown did have a lot of strikeouts last night. So it wasn't like Hunter Brown pitched awful. There was that weird sequence in the third inning where he thought he struck a guy out, and the batter thought he struck out, but there was actually a foul tip. He comes back out, he hits a single, and then everything took off from there. 3 runs there and a couple more runs there. So not a good night for Hunter Brown, and the Twins, again, took 2 of 3 from the Houston Astros. We also heard from Astros general manager Dana Brown on the flagship, and he had this to say about Lance McCullers. Lance got up to 93 miles per hour, but felt some discomfort, so we had somewhat of a setback. He's off flat ground, so we'll know more in about a week. What the hell is somewhat of a setback? What is that? I saw a Climbing Towels Hill article that suggested options for McCullers' future. The letters DFA were tossed around unseriously, but it was brought up. He's probably too good for that. The idea of trading him was brought up. You probably wouldn't get much in return. And also moving him to the bullpen for the playoffs with Jose Urquidy being the number 4 was another. I don't think Dusty Baker would do that to a vet, but I don't know. I am, at this point, what is the percentage chance that Lance McCullers is on the mound for the Astros again this year? What are we at? 10%? That's where I'm at. Again, if you expect the worst, you'll never be disappointed in life. You never will. Dana Brown also had some comments about the trade deadline, and we haven't heard Dana start talking like a politician in a really long time. But for those who don't know, a couple of months ago when Dana Brown was first on the job and was talking about how they're going to give Jose Altuve a contract and how they're going to give Alex Bregman a contract and all of the things that he brought up, we compared Dana Brown to Howard Dean. It did feel a lot like Howard Dean's infamous speech all those years back when he was running for president and submarined his presidential bid with what I found to be still a rather hype video.
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Hell yeah. Again, I can't believe that submarined his presidential bid.
Like, the yell is like, or I don't know, scream, screech. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, but it's not like disqualifying.
It's not presidential. He's not presidential, but someone who legitimately like just goes off the cuff and is talking out of his ass confidently, or someone who doesn't know where he is. Like those are more presidential than a guy who says in the middle of a presidential speech. Welcome to the United States of America. None of this bleep makes any sense. But anyway, Dana Brown, I feel like, has some politician vibes. And he was asked on the Astros flagship about what the team might do at the trade deadline. He said this: "We're going to be aggressive in the front office to give Dusty what he needs downstairs to win games. We're going to have to do what we're going to have to do." Or you might not. And again, nothing against Dana Brown. I just feel like he's been such a opposite of James Click. And while Click wasn't amazing, I felt Click did a decent job as Astros general manager. And Click was always intentionally vague. With Brown, I feel like I'm getting pandering and hollow promises. He also did a little brown nosing in that interview on the flagship. He said, "We have to continue to improve the club. As Jim Crane would say, we're always in the window to win." Sean Mapes, have you ever quoted your boss to make any point in your life? Have you ever quoted him?
No, I haven't. Not seriously.
Either.
Maybe I've definitely, well, not definitely. I might have quoted my boss ironically to make fun of my boss.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes, but never like, let me drop some pearls of wisdom that Tyler Scott once told me. Never did that.
I mean,
shout out to Tyler.
Shout out to Tyler. We miss Tyler. How about, I'm trying to think off the top of my head too, because I saw this and I was like, man, you're quoting your boss. Like, he's not going to give you a raise for this.
Have I ever quoted Brendan Riley or Joe George? Nope.
I mean, I've quoted my boss back in Seattle, who once told me I wasn't funny, because I bring that up all the time. And I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Really makes me feel good about my chances to succeed here. You telling me, a person void of personality or humor or likability, that I'm not funny. But hey, thanks. Appreciate it. I'm just going to continue to put my best foot forward. That's it. That's all I really got. Otherwise, can't really think of any. So Dana Brown, here he is, making promises that I am not sure he's going to deliver on. It's maybe not quite a promise, but saying we're going to be aggressive. Well, how aggressive? Do you need to be aggressive? We talked about it yesterday. I don't know that they need to be aggressive when it comes to addressing the starting pitching. Like, okay, maybe one extra arm would be nice, because it does seem like right now, Dusty Baker, having not told us who the starters are going to be for this upcoming 4-game series against the Angels, it seems like they're going to try to go back to a 6-man rotation. Okay, cool, but I don't know who that 6th arm is going to be, but it doesn't need to be somebody that's really awesome or anything like that.
I also like we're going to be aggressive in the front office. The we're going to have to do what we're going to have to do. Like, that sounds like it would be a quote in a trailer of, like, Taken or something. Like, Dana Brown is going to have to do what needs to be done. And it's like, trade for Jorge Soler? Is that, like, he's gonna trade for a 4th arm? Someone to replace Jake Odorizzi?
Who do you think would be best served making that line in this Taken remake? I mean, Liam Neeson, it's a rather unremarkable voice. Would you rather it be Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Stallone would be good. I was thinking Jason Statham, star of Meg 2, The Trench.
We're going to have to do what we're going to have to do.
We're going to have to do what we're going to have to do.
Hey, we're going to have to do what we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
That makes him sound like the Team America Matt Damon, Sylvester Stallone. We're going to have to do what we're going to have to do. That's Arnold. A TV show that came out, FUBAR, it's okay. It's okay. I was expecting a little more. I watched a couple episodes of that. It's on Netflix, everybody. Paul Galancho, ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. I saw this random thread on Reddit, and I did want to bring it up. There was someone who was really incensed that the Astros aren't doing a better job marketing to South Louisiana fans. And it had me thinking, what non-Houston city has the most Astros fans? Off the top of your head. Because I don't think Austin cares. I feel like New Orleans is Braves territory. I don't know if Arkansas has a city. No offense. I like, does Little Rock count? I don't know. Isn't that more Dallas
Louisiana.
too?
It'd be somewhere in Louisiana.
Yeah, but where? Like Baton Rouge?
Yeah, probably Baton Rouge. Especially with the LSU, Alex Bregman connection.
But they only care about LSU.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they, like, if they have a baseball team, like if someone from Baton Rouge has a baseball team they like, I would say that the Astros would be the majority, or at least like the, it would be the highest percent.
Dick says Corpus Christi and Galveston. Those aren't cities. What are you talking about? Those are places. Sorry, no offense.
Ouch.
What? They're not. They're not cities. Are they cities? No. Listen, a city is Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. Those are cities. Those other places, like, they're there. No offense to people that live there. They're there. But they're there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of, like, where, like, a lot of people from Texas moved to, like, Colorado. And I'm thinking, like, maybe like Denver or like Colorado Springs or something.
Here's a comparison. I lived in St. Petersburg, Florida. It is a big place. It has a major league a major league baseball team. I don't think that St. Pete is a city. I think that Tampa is a city. I get it. It's a city based off of population, but no. We're talking cities that don't have baseball teams where it's actually conceivable that they could have a baseball team.
So you're saying that it's like the Supreme Court pornography case, like a city, you know it when you see it. Like, like when you say, like, is place X a city? You're like, Albuquerque, is it a city? Yes or no?
Oh, man. People are getting mad. People are getting mad at this take.
Yeah, it's not a popular one.
Whatever. I don't care. I mean, look, people are mad at me on TikTok because I called Crystal Beach an absolute dump, which, I mean, I haven't been there, but I know. Gonna take a ferry from Galveston to go there? Sorry. Hard pass. I'd rather just, you know what? I'd rather just jump in the water in Channelview, okay? Probably the same. Is there a beach in Channelview? Wonder about that one. Oh, Baytown Beach. Hell yeah.